Well, we have big news coming in from the United States, where a court has ruled that Donald Trump, the former president, does not enjoy broad immunity from federal prosecution. Now, this is a major setback for the former U.S. president. A three-judge panel of the U.S. Court of Appeals for the D.C. Circuit rejected Donald Trump's broad claim that he is immune from prosecution for alleged criminal acts he committed as president in trying to overturn the 2020 election in a chain of events that led to the January 6th attack on the Capitol. Once again, a three-judge panel of the U.S. Court of Appeals for the D.C. Circuit has rejected Donald Trump's broad claim that he is immune from prosecution for alleged criminal acts he committed as president in trying to overturn the 2020 election in a chain of events that led to the January 6th attack on the Capitol. Let's talk to our correspondent, Susan Tehrani, who's joining us on the line from New York. Susan Tehrani, good to hear you. Probably you can tell us more about this ruling and what it means going forward.
So as you rightly mentioned, this was a three-judge panel of the U.S. Court of Appeals in D.C., and Donald Trump and his lawyers have been arguing for most of the part that the president enjoys broad immunity from federal prosecution. But apparently this panel of judges didn't go for that and sort of made some examples saying that it seems paradoxical that the president would pledge to faithfully execute the law only to violate those same laws and receive legal protection. But the issue is that the Trump camp will likely appeal this, most definitely. It may go all the way to the Supreme Court. You know, the question then arises on whether other presidents, does this set a precedent for other presidents to be able to have their hands tied when they are in office, because they're afraid that once they're not in office, they'll face prosecution or not. So, you know, it is a setback, but nonetheless, we have to wait for an appeal again. It's just anything far from over.
Apart from the appeal, do we expect to hear from probably Trump's lawyers about this latest ruling? And what do you foresee they may say about that ruling?
Yeah, well, the former president, he signaled that he could seek on other cases to dismiss the federal cases against him. For example, in Florida, if he regains the White House, his lawyer in Georgia recently suggested that Donald Trump may try to delay the election interference case against him in Fulton County, Georgia, until 2029. So, you know, they're looking at these different avenues that even though he may not be pardoned, but at least they can delay some of these court dates.
All right, that is our correspondent, Susan Tehrani, live from New York, where, if you're just joining us, a court has ruled that Donald Trump does not enjoy broad immunity from federal prosecution. This is a major setback for the former U.S. president, as Susan Tehrani did say there, and the lawyers are going to appeal this ruling, where a three-judge panel of the U.S. Court of Appeals for the D.C. Circuit rejected Donald Trump's broad claim that he is immune from prosecution.